See what you gotta do need just compare. Niliwaambia spendangi my interview juu napenda kucast on air. Most days iko all over the place nowadays tuna prefer kucash on air. Kwa vurugu nilimtuno kublow. Always make sure ko rada ya bro. Unaambiwa nga remember but usiwairudi to where you are from. Yani ex wako isa no. Suka mingi tu. Hapa kunaga mambo ya raw. Wezi jua hata nani ndo nani. Kila mtu hapa na katu jambazi. Watu wasuti gazeti kwa gari. Hapo ndo unajua mkono tupo urambwi. Wako na kulu kwa vidole ndani. Na hapo nino through kuna umbwa kali. Na uswecheza na militari. Sirikali, mini hatari basika bandi. Tuko inda ndani ati juu ya bangi. Akiwa leja sina ganji. Simni kashif na simni watches. Si jando alinipatia pami. Tuko sandwich between poverty na marriage. Uko Nairobi na hauna kazi. Unaangalia nani?
Look at me. Hivi ndo venye master kuka. Look at me. Hivi ndo venye master kuva. Hey, look at me. Hivi ndo venye master kuka. Look at me. Hivi ndo venye master kuva.
Myra tukifika tumededi. Kwa industry yetu nika kila mtu amekuwa sedi. Ganji kwa bedroom in it. Sisi hatuko kwa benki. Kiutasi alihit akaenda ocha kubedi.
Riswa ha. Ikifika kwa bed ya mbisu kwanza piga kimbichwa ha. Ukitaka ikusitisha. Riswa ha. Ikifika kwa bed ya mbisu kwanza piga kimbichwa ha. Na ukitaka ikusnaitisha.
Si uchoma mbichwa na picha zikishika. Si ukunywa mchicha. Si ubonda kila kitu inapita. Operation kumaliza. Top 5 kwa diza uliza. Bado mafala wanazidi kuumizwa. Mariwana kwa kichwa. G-bag full blast pikan kisikia sizzla. Mzinga kwa dinga. Kadera tumpati shot atarenga. Uswepi madrilla utaibiwa peanuts jinat kwa chem Kenya. Kotko si upenya. Hearing ya tatu na nakumlei na judge akasema. Kumbe mekwa mkini westega lenda. Tunadigidhia mudaiga Excel tunaingia psycha search for guidance. Si wingia moshadha pande ya kahega kutafuta perfect hideout. Tulikuanga drillers hata before ni kwesi wa cider. Miuvanga mpira silent taka kupiga shot ya Schneider. Nimenika cheda na pegs wash on the run from feds. Miu misbehave wana claim nilipeleka mboga jirani ya stray. Utatoboka ukekewa gani on your head. Ama utokotwa pia bila your head. Johnny ni riff tukifika tumededi. Kwa industry yetu nika kila mtu amekuwa sedi. Ganji kwa bedroom in it. Sisi hatuko kwa benki. Kiutasi alihit akaenda ocha kubedi.
Riswa ha. Ikifika kwa bed nyambiswa kwanza piga kimbichwa ha. Ukitaka ikusitisha. Riswa ha. Ikifika kwa bed nyambiswa kwanza piga kimbichwa ha. Na ukitaka ikusnaitisha. Think like a woman but move like a real black man.
Nice a pulo.
Ink for skin to blink. Move like a real black man.
Nice a
taking
pulo.
it to next time to kill link. At a on the brink. I could jump in the
Nice a
tag.
pulo.
I do all pink, no stink, no sting.
Nice a pulo na kirendi. Nice pulo. Nice a pulo na kirendi. Nice a pulo. Pulo. Nice a pulo. Okay. Neza pull up kama nyonginyo. Deliver kama Domino's. Natoka East Malisura. Ziko na Scarface. Sibonge shit. Weapons zita surface.
Dit ni ndani mdomo ina split. Uski jump tani monyo ina split. Shang charge mkorona T. Hadi ndia chom na kojoa kwani.
For real.
Hini rongrende bado na P.
Ni Britney kwani mtoto wa D. Beating pono kwa lift. Meet me mtani koro kwa lips. Ni Rick Skibora monyo iti. Man you need to school up. How can they assume us? Super keep pull up. Mini nani, mina pull up.
Flow inanguka bro, ukusi uchana kushinda magoods. 254 tumedumo, mtoto wa chema form dot tata mamto. Sindo kwa mwisho kwa ploti na tukiingia just expect to knock. Hit on your door, hit kwa streets YT tumehit TikTok.
Nice a pull up na kirendi. Nice a pull up. Nice a pull up na kirendi. Nice a pull up. Nice a pull up. Nice a pull up. Nice a pull up. Nice a pull up.
And your love OG spin a minute, what's happening?
Nice a pull up.
Man, I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back on my bullshit.
Mana juice. Nairobi bro. Tuko full majani, watu wanasani, stu nataka kuingia zone. Alikamkam sani akarudi mtani kuna vile atakuibo. Shit kwa choyo bullshit yako ipeleke kwa ndoo. Naitwanga Mr. Mdo kalistoka jeka vya kwa store. Troll tulipiga mpaka madiwe yote kutafuta stone. kinda marol na jiba kwani ukambiwa sindo el pastola tulipewa parole tukaficha tukachukua kilo tukarudi form landlord naishi na deni kwa story na post malone
this wicked team for a while now jiggers running your mouth with a shoulder up and whining see this man they can't never try me this but you last one time they say this time but I know them why don't want this I had pages from the least I was banging paid this flip and ganging bad man from go to life but you know how this is like you don't have a choice go to like that up and down them plenty but that to make them insane this free your mind is tired no for fight that you one day nothing can stop you so that
First class, yeah. First class SGR. Don't make a chop on a job. One boy, call. Skumi wa pesa na joma.
It's my G, the DJ.
Na dondoka chopa na job. Bana boy kikolo. Niliskumi wa pesa na joma. Msoro alifanywa arosto. Tulimnyuria na hiyo feni mbonoko. Msichana anajifanya painting na tunajua ni churo moroto. First class SGR. Na dondoka chopa na job. Bana boy kikolo nilisukumiwa mpesa na jomo msoro alifanywa arosto tulimnyura na hiyo feni mbonoko msana anajifanya painting na tunajua ni chuo
Batman kila sekta hatunaga ethics labda seska macho nyanya sura gangster na msupako kutumogote haina pressure busy ya kukeep it real pesa rende mungiki mini maina njenga kweli mlirauka but mimi nilikesha jonya mazishi na kipongo unapigwa bakora kwa kichwa na unachoranga giza na shore ni ngoro kiroro atipora amejipo unachomanga picha mimi kichoma na chomanga mbicho umechwara umecharara na unachanga mkanga na magwarano ushakwanga kandranyo utaporo ukipita no faces no IDs no faces on IG many fucking rappers no ideas to attack hapa we don't hide yombogi ni ruma napendanga ulimi and I swear Islando tubebangi chuma tunabebanga upini ndo mtajua mpimu still underground wrong toka before no sipime matao so fraka free show akijisunda makobro ntakwa rikojo atakujansa how John takwa G-Con back in the boot bro ntakwa G-Con rende ni wrong bro ntakwa reforming pesa ni mob lakini sioni pressure ya roy na BDCO
It is the vault right here at Icon Radio #1 Entertainment Blog. Karibuni sana. Welcome. We're all about that hip hop vibe. Each and every Thursday with your girl Myra Maloba, the Afro-Punk Queen, and
yes, the beat maker, not the beat taker, as we represent 10 fingers in the air, 2 kidoles on the side. That's how we're doing it today. And if you don't know, you better ask your mama.
Ask her.
Or ask a Kinyi with a good hair.
Where
or
is
the
she?
flat hair. Depends which Kinyi you know.
Well.
There's a Kinyi for Siaya and there's a Kinyi for Nairobi.
Well, first I want to see an Akinyi with good hair because where?
There's a Kinyis with good hair.
It's, you know me, it's, you know us, we have nappy hair.
You went back in the day who was an artist.
Nappy hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot to unpack. Woo! Hollywood has given us a lot this week. Now, before we get into it, remember we're streaming live on www.iconradio.co.ke as well as youtube.com/@iconradioke. Now, before we proceed, I would love to at least give tribute to a fallen soldier, Charles Oda, a brilliant actor, artist, thespian, and today is when he's going to be cremated in Karioko. Yeah. There was an amazing tribute that happened yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend. But of course, we can't move forward without giving tribute to somebody who has really helped shape the industry in one way or another. He was doing kids programming on Citizen. But he was doing programming Citizen, kids programming. And also, you know, did a lot of movies. He was an award winner. And you could see how many people he touched. And his passing also gives a lot of way for discussions towards mental health, especially mental health of our men. How best to safeguard it, how best to take care and make sure that they're taken care of as much as the girl child. I think we talked about this a lot, and there is need for us to be able to check on the men in our society.
Yeah, I think we're losing a lot of great men, and we're losing a lot of also great women in society. And a lot of things what happens with mental health is even when people approach the people who are suffering from mental health, the person who has it laughs it off or says, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. There's no problem. Me, see, nasmal, nikopoa. That's how they go about it.
Right.
And the thing is, we as a people who are around those people that we know, we need to be constantly checking on them.
Right.
There's a statement back in the late 90s that came up, and it says, you got to be your brother's keeper.
Yeah.
And also your sister's keeper.
Yeah.
And I reach out to people out there. How many people are you looking out for, calling up, checking up, just saying, hey, are you okay?
Are you okay?
I've been in situations where I've called up people and just said, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
And they told me they're about to do something drastic later on. They didn't tell me at that point, but later on, they said, oh, that's what they needed in life. And so, especially a lot of people in the arts, even worldwide, are dying out. Are dying out. Mental health is serious. Back in the days, I worked as a social worker, and I remember there's individuals that I worked with, and they would literally be smiling with you, but go into the bathroom and start slashing their wrists.
Oh, wow.
And doing things that like I can't even talk about right now. They'll be doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. We have to keep on checking about the people who are in our life, who are around us.
Right.
And sometimes smiling is not good enough. It doesn't mean that everything is okay.
That's very true. So, I do hope the friends and family and colleagues find some sort of peace and comfort. And from us here at the Vault, may Charles Oda rest in peace.
Amen.
All right. Now, let's move on to some of the things that have been trending for the past couple of weeks. Now, of course, the Grammys happened.
Yeah, I actually watched the whole Grammy.
Did you?
Yeah, there's a few things I was disappointed about.
Wait.
Like, I felt like the only African artist that I actually saw perform was Burna Boy. But there's other artists like the lady from South Africa, Tilo won that song Water. Like,
all right, yeah.
I didn't see when they put out the edit of it, I didn't see her receive her award.
No way.
I didn't see it and I watched from beginning to end.
Oh no.
Because I think it was Trevor Noah or someone who was the MC for that thing,
But yeah, they don't usually put out a lot of the African awards.
They don't, and the thing is, this is the thing that pisses me off. It's like right now they need Africa.
Yes.
I was saying last time I was watching this thing by Angie Martinez where she was talking to Ja Rule, and Ja Rule claims that his biggest seller shows
were in Africa.
True, he was making even Irv Gotti was saying that. That's like when he doesn't miss going to Africa.
Right.
And so Africa, you need the sound from Africa.
Right.
It's dominating right now.
Right.
But then when it comes to Africans being showcased and receiving their flowers,
yeah,
it's shut down. I saw what Jay-Z was saying. Also, there was some sense that what he was saying, even though how he said it was. But it's true, like a lot of artists who were winning there. I don't want to go in this color thing, but it's true. They were a certain demographic.
My thing with Jay-Z, since we're talking about it.
Jay-Z had his, of course, I felt like it was more about him, but he said that when he gets tensed up, that's when he talks a lot. He speaks out a lot.
Why is he speaking now? That's my question.
That I agree with.
Kanye did it in the wrong way, but he did it nonetheless.
In fact, Kanye ran up on stage. He wasn't even invited on stage.
Exactly.
He ran up on stage.
He did it the wrong way, but he did nonetheless, right?
I think Kanye is an advocate. He may seem like he's a crazy person,
Right.
But Kanye has a lot of things that he says that later on become true.
And this was one of them. So, like literally a decade later is when Jay-Z is like, oh yeah, you're doing wrong. The Grammy is doing wrong by Beyonce. But when Kanye was doing it, he was being called crazy.
And then he uses the reference to Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, how they boycotted at that time. You know, he didn't understand it. They went in, they actually boycotted and went to a hotel room and watched the Grammy. So he didn't understand that. But he ended up later doing the same thing.
Stick up for your wife, man. Stick up for your wife. Don't be carrying outside there.
I think at the end of the day, I'm happy that artists like Caesar, like she was represented. She did well. She even performed. She had this crazy tune, Kill Bill. Have you seen Kill Bill?
No.
She has a song called Kill Bill. It was quite interesting. I saw one of the things I thought was great about the Grammy. A long time OG showed up. Celine Dion.
Yeah,
and she was looking good. Not the Celine that we saw in the past.
It's not. Yeah, she looked healthier. And I was looking for signs of that stiff person disease, and it wasn't like.
Yeah, she looked healthy. Her cheeks were even popping, and like she looked good.
And she was moving, like she was moving on her own.
But then before she came on, her song came on, and Taylor Swift was singing like crazy there. And then Taylor Swift got her Grammy, and it's like I thought because she's listed as one of our like icons and everything, that she would show her love, but. She was just in her own moment. I know she was so happy and excited about everything.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like people need to recognize some of these artists from the past.
Yeah.
And realize how they really paved the way for the sound and the music that is happening now. I was also happy of the tribute they gave to all the guys who lived in the past. Composers, producers, artists, and you know, they gave a good like Stevie Wonder was there performing. You see Lionel Richie giving the flowers there. Like it was Billy Joel showed up. That guy's not been seen for 30 years.
Wow.
Known as the Piano Man. He's not been seen.
I need to watch that.
Yeah. So I think there was a lot of good positivity. There's new artists. But one thing I came to realize, and I was telling someone this yesterday,
right,
that we in Africa, we feel that if you have to have a cellar of music, it needs to be like popping and dancing. But a lot of the tracks that I saw that won the Grammys there were actually chilled out tracks.
Right.
They were laid back, you know.
Right.
like, and I feel like two points to notice here is that we need to figure out how to make our music better. But we in Kenya, this specifically about Kenya now. Kenya, we don't need to always conform.
Yeah.
To what the standards out there are.
Right.
Let's make our music and let the world catch us where we are.
Right.
You know,
100%.
Because we have something to offer. We don't just have to offer tea leaves.
Yeah.
You know, and athletes.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what we just have to offer.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenyans are bright, they're clever, and I feel let the world catch us where we are. Let us work on who we are. Let them come and find us. But the problem is we're always trying to conform to what the standard is out there, and that thing is gonna kill us.
That's very true. It's very true. And, you know, I like the fact that, and this brings me to the next story, that artists are now trying to break the ceiling and break the barriers. Although, like, for a lot of people, they've been doing it from a while back. It's just now being talked about now. And this is what I'm talking about is, you know, kind of like taking our culture back.
Yes.
Country music, you know, it originated with the black people.
It did.
And it is music that originated from the blues, from the New Orleans sound, all mixed into you know, heavy guitar and yeah. And now it was just now mixed a bit with the hillbilly sound to now come kidogo into now the country, but it's 100% black music. And now we're finding the emergence of a lot of black artists who are now doing country.
Like Jimmy Allen.
Yes.
Jimmy Allen looks so hip hop.
Right.
But when he sings, this guy's country all the way.
Country. We also have K. Michelle.
Yep.
K. Michelle, who decided a long time ago that she's going to go country. Everybody thought she was crazy, but she has the actual voice for it. Born and raised in Atlanta. She's about that life. It makes sense.
And a lot of lovers rock music has been taken from country music.
Yes.
They've taken some of the old songs and they've made them as lovers rock, but they're actually country songs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's been a huge emergence of a lot of black artists who are doing country. Remember, even Lil Nas X came out with Country Road. No. Old Town Road.
Old Town Road.
With Billy Ray Cyrus.
Then we have our local hit maker, Elvis.
Elvis, yes. Now Elvis is not bringing it back home. Elvis also is, but I also feel like a lot of Kikuyu music that's why they call it cowboy music. It also has a lot of those elements.
It does.
And the first time I listened to Munyiri now properly, and I went for like an event where it was being played, I was like, oh my gosh, why have I never been listening to Munyiri all this time? It's dope. And then like all of a sudden they break it to country, famous country songs, famous reggae songs, and they still do like that country vibe. It's so dope.
When you tell me Munyiri, so Makadem took that JB Minor song, Munyiri, and he took the Kikuyu part, and then he did his part in Luo.
In Luo,
and
yes.
I went for a show. And when it was at Allianz, that was the last song that he did. In fact, people were saying, they were chanting, hey, do Munyiri. Like, when he put it on, the guitarist began, people went crazy. They went wild.
Yeah.
You see, that's Africa now. That's Africa.
Exactly. So there has been this whole controversy about the origins of country music, but we all know the origins.
Yeah.
And then now Beyonce decides to put out a second Renaissance album.
It's called Renaissance again.
Renaissance 2. And you remember, like, now the first one, she was paying homage to dance, the ballroom kind of thing that happens with the queer community.
That was like, what, Detroit House, that kind of sound.
Kind of, yeah, but it was more like, again, it was geared more towards the gay community, right?
Because the gay community are the ones who have always backed EDM, house,
voguing, all of that.
Even
thing.
pop, a lot of pop music like came from around along them, you know, because even the track that Madonna did back in the day, was it called Vogue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when they'd go to the ballrooms, it's because of that they would go and start voguing.
She was targeting that community. That they came up with all those dances.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's crazy watching the ballroom scene. Like these guys go nuts. So like she went really hard on that and it made sense. So now this time she decides to go with Texas Hold'em. That's the name of, I think, the track or the album. And she's gone full on country. And she's done this before. She went on stage during the CMAs, the Country Music Awards, and did a performance with the Dixie Chicks. And white America was pissed. They were not happy to have a black person. They didn't care whether it was Beyonce or not. They don't care whether they try to listen to her in their bedrooms or their closed doors. They were like, how dare they have a black person singing country next to the Dixie Chicks?
But it's just like how when Jay-Z, and remember even the black community, they were not, like that person did really a rock track.
Yeah.
Was Run DMC with Aerosmith, Walk This Way.
Yeah.
And then now Jay-Z does his whole project with Linkin Park.
Right.
You remember that album?
That was huge.
You know,
It
but
was
first the
huge.
guys are raising their eyes, are like, nah, we don't see it. We don't see it.
But it's the same guys who were there, like at Woodstock, singing word for DMX.
That's how it is.
It is what it is. And that's because a lot of influence comes just from the black community.
And you forget rock even started with the black community, started with the white community.
Yeah.
But then the thing about the black community, they always say, you guys took our moves, our dances, our tunes,
which is true.
Everything you've taken from us, and then you put your pic. Like there's this whole documentary I was watching about the black movement, and there's this video where you see, I think, is it Miley Cyrus or Taylor Swift, and they're doing this booty shake, and the chicks have no booty at all. They're white chicks, and they're like, so when we did it, you said it was raunchy, but now you guys do it. And it's acceptable. It's cool. What's the difference here?
Right.
And so they're always pissed off about that because they feel like you don't honor us. You don't honor us. You don't give us our credits where we deserve them.
Exactly.
You know.
Now, for Beyonce, I'm sure when she was doing this, she knew to be controversial, especially after the CMAs where she performed. The name of the song is.
That's why at the Grammy she was wearing this big 10-gallon, whatever, white hat.
Exactly. It was a statement. So she did a song in 2016 at the CMAs with the Dixie Chicks, and it was called Daddy Lessons, and the hate was real. It was absolutely real. I think I'm sending it over
Was
so we can listen to
was
it.
the hate real because it's Beyonce or it's a black person?
I think it's just a black person. The fact that she was black, period. It had nothing to do with the merit of her being an amazing singer, the fact that she could sing country. It had nothing to do with just the fact that she was black. So, of course, the hate was real. Dixie Chicks also were very disappointed by their fans. But, you know, you can't take away from the fact that it did happen. And, you know, like now, even the people who were on stage, it was a mix of both black and white. Instrumentalists, band, all of that. So white America was not happy. So come 2024, Beyonce releases Texas.
Hold on, or?
Yeah, Texas. She removes that track, and some guy now decides to go and to his local radio station and request for the song. And so these guys then now proceed to email him, and they were like, sorry, we don't play Beyonce music on our station.
Was it these white dudes now?
Yes, it was an Oklahoma station, KYKC. So the Oklahoma station were like, we do not play Beyonce music, and even this guy put a screenshot. So he said, this guy called Justin said, I requested Texas Hold'em at my local country radio station, KYKC. Local country, okay, radio station KYKC. And after requesting, I received an email from the radio station stating, we do not play Beyonce on KYKC as we are a country music station. And for sure, they just wrote, hi, we do not play Beyonce on KYKC as we are a country music station. So it's either they were just being straight up discriminatory, or they did not hear that Beyonce had released a country album, and he requested for Texas Hold'em. All they needed to do was do the research, listen, and be like, okay, she's doing country, maybe she qualifies.
I think there's a lot of people have a problem with Beyonce. First of all, I'll say this: I'm happy that Beyonce is going a different direction, because I feel it's a bit tiring for her to do the same thing consistently. So now she's beginning to do a change, and she's doing something different. Just like how Tina Turner moved from soul music to rock.
Right.
You know, and people were like, what? No. She said
It took a long time.
She said she wanted to be the female Mick Jagger. That's what she said. You know?
Yeah.
And people were like, nah, even the label was like, yo, if you put this album out, we're not gonna put her picture on the album. Like, so it's like it's the same thing, but she tore it up. And the thing is, with Beyonce, I think it's great that she's going a different direction. She's thinking beyond the bar where she's been all these years. Because there's a lot of people who feel that Beyonce has won so many awards, so they kind of feel like she's entitled. Like, there's people who say when it goes to an award and her name comes up, they know whether the song is good or bad.
Right.
She's going to win it.
Right.
So there's some people who have an issue with her, the way she looks, her image, and everything. But I would say in America, racism is still very strong.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about racism.
Right.
And then if you look at where country music, a lot of it comes from, in Nashville.
Yeah.
Nashville have a particular type also.
Right.
Of how they identify with art. Apparently, I heard an artist say it's very hard to break it in Nashville.
It's not easy at all. It's like it's a whole other, like even the CMAs is just like a whole other award system in itself.
But a lot of country artists are beginning to embrace black artists. For example, I'll give you a good example. At the Grammys, there's this guy who said he grew up listening to Tracy Chapman, Fast Car.
Right.
And so one day when the studio was supposed to record, and he decided to tell those guys, can we just do a cover?
Right.
So guess what? This guy's a country singer. He performs at the Grammy. And guess who's next to him? Tracy Chapman. And they kill it together. Because when I listened to Fast Car, I was like, yeah, this actually does have a country vibe to it. I never realized it all this time. But
she was one of the greatest storytellers and writers of our time, so I can understand how that happened. And of course now he's called Luke Combs. Like when he got together, I'm sure it was a rare and amazing moment to be standing there. And now Tracy Chapman is like seriously like gobsmacked at the fact that 36 years later is when she's topping the charts.
But you know, Tracy Chapman is also choosy. Let me tell you. Do you know Nicki Minaj tried to sample a track of hers?
Oh yeah, she was not feeling it.
And she said no, and they still went and did it, and she sued them.
In fact, let's go on a break. We need to go into that sampling because I wanted us to talk about that in its entirety because that's a whole chapter in itself. So let's go in a break. My playlist. Now, my playlist consists of K. Michelle. K. Michelle was one of the first black people in modern day history who now decided to go country and made an announcement about it. She tested it on Love and Hip Hop. So we have to give it up to. And K. Michelle has crazy vocals.
But I feel she's the least appreciation when it comes to Destiny's Child.
No, that's Michelle.
No, I mean Michelle. K. Michelle is the one who was doing R&B.
Yes.
Yes, K. Michelle, now I remember her.
And she's too dramatic for your mama, but like her, you cannot take away her voice. She's very, very talented.
Her voice is awesome.
It's amazing. So we're gonna listen to 2 tracks from her. We're also gonna listen to Beyonce live at the CMAs with Dixie Chicks, and we're also gonna listen to Texas Hold'em.
You also need to listen to some Kenyan country.
It's only because and I'll throw in one. I'll throw in a Kenyan country, but also I'm trying to put in the one for Tracy Chapman live at the Grammys. So I'll put that in, and then I'll throw in some Kenyan country just for you.
So that would be great.
Great. Let's go into the break.
Taking care of
rectify my mistakes. Make me wanna walk away. Maybe I should walk away. Fade to black, just like Jay. 'Cause y'all don't love me anyway, so I'll fade to black, just like Jay.
When I see you, I get so excited. When we together, you're the life of my party. I won't ever leave you broken hearted. Like a country love song. You're the one I believe in. Let me take care of your heart. This is right where you belong. Show me your love when you need me. It's been you all along. Swear I'll never do you wrong, babe. The mother girl's been deleted. When they see you on my arm, they can peep the southern charm. I pray to God you never leave me. I hope you always stay. I'ma treat you like a lady. This is what fairy tales are made of. Feels like a dream, don't let me wake up. Come on, girl, let's make love to a country love song. When I see you, I get so excited. When we together, you're the life of my party. I won't ever leave you broken hearted. Like a country love song. From the moment our hearts united, you're the flame that keeps my soul ignited. Didn't know what to expect, but I like it. Like a country love song.
You the one that I'm feeling. I won't ever let you go. I just think you need to know. And I don't ever need a reason. Give you whatever you want. You call, I'm gonna run it. Boy, I keep all of them secrets. Ain't gonna tell nobody else. I'ma keep it to myself. Your love is what I believe in. I do everything I can to make you a happy man. And this is what fairy tales are made of. Like a dream, don't let me wake up. So come on here, just make love to a good old country love.
When I see you, I get so excited. When we together, you're the life of my party. I won't ever leave you broken hearted. Like a country love song. From the moment our hearts united, you're the flame that keeps my soul ignited. Didn't know what to expect till I tried it. Like a country love song. Just wanna see you every day, to put a smile upon your face. Don't ever take your love away. We got a country love song.
Don't ever take your love away. Wanna see you every day, to put a smile upon your face. 'Cause we got a country love song.
When I see you, I get so excited. When we together, you're the life of my party. I won't ever leave you broken hearted. Like a country love song. From the moment our hearts united, you're the flame that keeps my soul ignited. Didn't know what to expect, but I like it. Like a country love song. Like a country love song. Like a country love song.
That shit rock, Jester.
job, B. I know. I hope you secretly recorded that.
It was? That's because we're all sweaty.
This ain't Texas, ain't no hold'em. So lay your cards down, 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 down. So park your Lexus and throw your keys up. Stick around, round, 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 round. Stick around. And I'll be damned if I can't slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a bitch, come take it to the floor now. Woo! There's a tornado in my city, at the basement. That shit ain't pretty. Rugged whiskey, we surviving. All the red cup kisses, sweet redemption, passing time, yeah. Ooh, one step to the right, we headed to the dive bar we always thought was nice. To the left, then spin me in the middle, boy, I can't read your mind. This ain't Texas, ain't no hold'em. So lay your cards down, 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 down. So park your Lexus and throw your keys up. Stick around, round, 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 round. And I'll be damned if I can't slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a bitch, come take it to the floor. I'll be damned if I cannot dance with you. Come pour some liquor on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a bitch, come take it to the floor now. There's a heat wave coming at us. Too hot to think straight, too cold to panic. All of the problems just feel dramatic. Now we're running to the first bar that we find, yeah. Ooh, one step to the right, we headed to the dive bar we always thought was nice. Ooh, you run to the left, just work me in the middle, boy, I can't read your mind. This ain't Texas, ain't no hold'em. Lay your cards down, 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 down. No, park your Lexus, throw your keys up. Stick around, round, 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 round. And I'll be damned if I cannot dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a bitch, come take it to the floor. I'll be damned if I cannot dance with you. Come pour some liquor on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a, come take it to the floor now. Ooh. Take it to the floor now. Ooh. Oops, spurs. To the floor now. Ooh. Top, back, pose. Shoot. Come take it to the floor now. Ooh. And I'll be damned if I cannot dance with you. Baby, pour that sugar and liquor on me too. Spurs, boots. Sologenic, photogenic, shoot.
You got a fantasy, I wanna take it to anywhere. Baby, we
Yes, so the vault has officially gone country. We are taking you back to them roots, them country roots, right here on Icon Radio number one entertainment plug. And it's interesting. Were you listening to like the black sound on country music? It kind of sounded like more R&B.
It has country has a mixture of that soul,
Yeah.
soul and R&B together. You know, when they sing it, Actually, if you took away the instrumentation, it just sounds like R&B music.
Yeah, like if you just listen to the artist without having to put in the instruments, it just sounds R&B-ish.
Unless they have that country accent, which a lot of them don't.
Yeah, because even I expected K. Michelle to have that deep country accent, but
I think sometimes it's better just to bring yourself, you know, because beats change all the time. Even if you did another genre of beat, you know, it's like it's good to bring yourself.
Yeah.
To the beat, you know, because the beat is just the background music.
Mm.
You know, and so I feel at the end of the day, there's a lot of new school artists coming out. Like I said, there was this reality show that Apple did, about country music.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Allen was one of the judges. There's another lady, also a black artist, who's Grammy nominated. Forget her name, but they had artists from South Africa, Mexico, America, and India.
Yeah.
Like they had this incredible artist from India. This male guy, like he's like a one man guitar shop. Like he's there. He's a percussion. He's the he's play his percussions on.
Right.
He was incredible. And there's a lot of apparently South African artists that are coming up that are country. There's one that I loved that was on that show. They were called Congo Cowboys. So I think one guy was from Congo, the other guy was from South Africa, I think the other guy was from Zimbabwe.
Oh.
And they did that. There's a song they did by Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
That was huge. And then they're performing it. They perform it the usual way. Then they break into Lingala.
Oh, nice.
With that country and African style of guitar riffs.
Nice.
It was incredible. Like it wakes you up.
Nice.
Like it wakes. So I think country is diversifying. It's not just a so-called American thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's diversified into Africa, you know, and there's a lot of people who love actually country music. And even in Kenya, we have a lot of people who were going for those shows for Elvis.
Yeah.
When they couldn't wait for them.
The following for country in this our Kenya is ridiculous. One of my best friends, I was standing at her wedding as a best maid, and her mother-in-law is in this whole country group thing where they usually meet together in different establishments and then just dance the night away. So the entire group came and just danced to country music, and it was the most amazing thing to see.
And by the way, just to put a disclaimer out there, I've actually produced a country record.
What?
And it's coming out in a movie. I won't be like, you have to wait for the movie to see it, but there's a country song, yes, I produced. So I've been around a lot of country artists also.
Wow.
So
that's news to me.
Yeah, there's a certain way country music is produced, from the steel strings, how they put them together. It's very distinct. You know, but people don't realize country is also merged with rock.
Yeah.
They merge together. So you hear a lot of rock in country records.
Yeah. And now, as we move away from the whole country, we're not talking sampling. You had mentioned
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj went ahead and just sampled Tracy Chapman's music. And of course, a lot of artists, that's what they're doing nowadays. They'll be like, you know, you don't really have to give me permission. I'll just pay you your royalties and that's it. You know, whether they give permission or not. And that's why even you found Trump was using a lot of music for a lot of artists who did not agree with his ideals. And they'd be like cease and desist, but he'll still continue and just pay for the royalties.
Yeah.
So,
but they actually have to submit. And the artist has to agree. For example, there is a page online, that you can go and check who the originators of that music is if you want to sample it.
Yeah.
And so, like in the case of Tracy Chapman, they reached out to her.
Right.
I mean, they already have the sample, so they have it within their hands. But now they needed that permission. That's where the problem comes, the permission.
Right.
Because if an artist says that no, You cannot use my, and it's happened a lot in history, a lot in life, where artists says no, you cannot use my music. Happened also with was it her or something and Take Six, you know, where they discovered later on that in fact they played the original. They took the song that was used and then they took there and said, and it was like, yeah, these guys just jacked you guys thing, and so they actually sued them because they never got permission from them.
Oh wow. So, and that has happened a lot. Even Ed Sheeran with the Thinking Out Loud, the Marvin Gaye family claimed that they were
his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That claimed that they sampled some sort of guitar formulation, something. And then they also went after Pharrell and T.I. and Robin Thicke for Blurred Lines.
Yeah.
Because of that.
That was a serious, like, it's serious. Sampling is no joke.
Exactly.
And you don't have to even sample, like, it can just be a few seconds. And they can catch you on that.
And it's happening a lot of YouTube. Like now, you find somebody has put out a song, they think it's an original, but then all of a sudden, a guy comes from nowhere and said, you sampled. I think that also happened to you at some point. You guys sampled our stuff.
Me, I never sampled, but the thing is, it's like the Ed Sheeran story. So what happened was with Ed Sheeran, the Marvin Gaye thing.
Yeah.
There was a jury, and he actually played the chords. He said chords are similar. He actually played them in court.
Yeah.
But I think that was the worst situation. There shouldn't have been a jury, because, like, some of those guys are fans of his. They like him. And so they're going to be like, oh, Ed Sheeran, you know, so it's not going to be the way it needs to be, you know. And so he said that certain chords are similar, which is true. Certain chords are similar, you know. And that's how he won the case. They said, no, it's not the same thing, you know. And in my case, what happened was I actually created a track. It was already out. It had already been recorded. The video had already been put out.
Right.
And then this artist, I think they were in France or something, they came and said that basically I jacked their thing. I don't even know these guys. I don't know who they are.
Exactly.
It was created from scratch in the studio.
Right.
And I just felt this is like, it's a waste of time to go and have these arguments for them to prove it. So I said, it was on YouTube anyway. It wasn't even on, and it was just YouTube.
Right.
So YouTube will flag it off for some time.
Right.
And then you'll just be back.
Okay.
That's what happened.
So for Kanye West, he's known to sample heavily from a lot of, like, he's the king of samples.
He's a king of sample, and he doesn't use any software when he's sampling.
Right.
Yeah, he does it on the MPC drum machine.
And even in Kenya, this Arbaton music that's new out there, they're not even sampling. They're just taking the beats. They're taking the instrumental and rapping over it. And some people have gotten flagged here and there for music that they put out on YouTube. We also had Ethic with that that song.
But a lot of Kenyan artists are what they're doing is they may not be sampling the exact tune the way Burna Boy did with Tony Braxton. But what they do is they maybe get a musician to recreate it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So they're not taking there's one where you take the actual sample, you chop it up.
Yeah.
And there are rules to that sampling thing. Some people, how they get away with it is what they do is called time stretching.
Right.
They stretch it, or they raise the key, and then that's how they get away with it.
Right.
So there's different tricks that have been done. But now, that was back in the days. But now, it's very distinct. And so a lot of these artists we see in Kenya, what they're doing is they're actually like maybe playing those instruments on them.
Right.
And they think it's okay because they're doing that. But you can still get caught up.
You can. And now for, I'm actually looking for, I even forgot that Ethic did a remix on that song with Conscience. The one where they took the sample and they were kind of like getting sued for it. But anyway, so for Kanye, he sampled music off of Donna Summer.
That's one artist you should not sample.
He did, even like he asked for permission, he wasn't granted. Then Donna Summer puts out a statement and said, this guy went ahead and used my music and then even altered the words, used a different singer on the track just to make it look like it wasn't me. But you can hear the song clearly. It's Donna Summer.
But those are the things I'm saying when people try to get away with.
Right. But this one is like, it's like he didn't even try. When I listened to it, I was like, come on, man. Come on. It's straight up out there. And then now, Ozzy Osbourne's, called Helpig. Can't remember what it was called. But one of Ozzy Osbourne's songs was also sampled for his song Carnival, which is topping the charts right now. It's actually #1 on the Billboard charts. No, on Apple Music. And Ozzy Osbourne was like, no, don't use my music. You're an anti-Semite. I don't want you using my songs. But he went ahead and did it anyway.
You know another person who sampled but got away with it?
Oh.
Eminem.
What did he sample?
The Dido song.
All right, but now he put Dido on it at least.
She was like, what? He's blowing up. She's like, she just said, it's cool. Because
Right.
she knew it actually helped promote her.
It did.
It helped promote her for people who didn't know about her.
Right.
You know? Because she had a song, but he had a bigger fan base. So
Yeah.
it actually helped. So some people, that's how they think. They're like, you know, this person has sampled my music.
Yeah.
But people like Donna Summer already have like mega hits.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So they don't see like you're helping them in any way.
And then they don't feel like somebody like Kanye would represent their music really well. I remember Kanye also had a problem with Shaka Khan. Because Shaka Khan was like, I gave you permission. Now
But she gave permission.
I've given you permission, but now you speeded up my voice.
Sounds
You've
like
altered my voice.
Sounds like a chipmunk.
Yeah, she was not happy at all.
Yeah.
At all.
She was, and Chaka Khan has been known to go ham on people.
Mm.
Like that's what I call the diva.
But she didn't go too ham because also she gave permission. She just didn't know that Nani would alter his.
But
alter
people are
whatever.
doing, for example, if you listen to, but a lot of guys get permission in life. For example, if you listen to Tupac, I Ain't Mad at Ya. Now, the original of that sample, the pianos and everything,
Yeah.
the original came from the DeBarge family.
Right.
It's their song. I've heard the original
Yeah.
that they did before. It's actually slower.
Yeah.
He raised the key, made it more hip hop, you know.
Yeah.
And so another group of people that have been sampled, probably the most sampled. The two people that are probably the most sampled in hip hop. One of them is James Brown.
Right.
The other is the Isley Brothers.
Isn't also Marvin Gaye one of the most samples?
He is sampled, but James Brown is the most sampled
Okay.
in all hip hop. Like hip hop guys use his till today. You know, like remember Mystical did a whole project
Yeah.
based on James Brown's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now there are people who are like raking big money out of the samples. Eric Samin came out the other day and he said he makes about every 4 months 200K off of music that was sampled.
It's because, first of all, it's music that's already been proven.
Mm.
Those are classics.
Yeah.
And the way they're put together, you know, a lot of times the music is put together by live musicians.
Right.
Like if it's someone who's playing a string, like the orchestra type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's real stuff.
Yeah.
It's not keyboard stuff.
Yeah.
And so those are like classics.
Right.
You know, when they play guitar or they take something, you know, it's that emotional feeling. So they want to have that thing on their record that because samples help people to appreciate the past going to the present.
Right.
And so it's always going to be a big seller.
Hey, I need to put out music so I can get that sample money. Do you know how much Tony Braxton is raking in now from Burna Boy? Woo!
It's interesting. But on the Grammys, if I'm not wrong, I saw Burna Boy perform with
Brandy.
It was Brandy, yeah.
Yeah. Sitting on top of the world.
I actually wanted him to perform with Tony.
Right, that would have been dope.
Yeah.
But Tony, I think also was just taking a backseat and is now touring with her sister a lot. But yeah, it would be great to see some of these things. So now I'd like us to take a break. I put together a few sampled songs versus their originals. Like starting off with Figure by Ethic.
Yeah.
And then the original for that was actually music from Brazil. It was actually from a song called Conho.
Yeah.
And it was also big, and it had gotten about 51 million views on YouTube. So of course they were not happy when the song was
But
sampled and they got it taken down.
But you know the thing about sampling, I was talking to Jirongi the other day, and Jirongi said to me about an album that he did in Paris.
Right.
And he said he had to get every single sample.
Right.
cleared.
Cleared.
And there's one of his boys, it was one of his boys' sample. His
Right.
boy gave him permission. But still it has to be cleared.
Exactly.
Because what happens, it goes through also the union. The unions are very strong.
Right.
When they come for you, trust me,
Because remember, even like,
you're not going to live the light of day.
remember what happened to Cisco and Ricky Martin? Like, he thought they're boys, so it was cool for him to use Living La Vida Loca. But then, slapped with the
But the
lawsuit.
thing with Ricky Martin, he knew that was coming up. But he waited
For it to blow up.
For it to come on the record.
Exactly.
And then that's now where he said, "What? This is my tagline."
Exactly.
You didn't get clearance for this.
Exactly, after it blew up, and he got his money. So I've done Figure versus Konyo. I've also done Shaka Khan's Through the Fire versus Kanye's Through the Wire. I also threw in Your Country. I put in Macadam's Kona Kona.
Yeah, with JB Minor.
There we go. All right, let's go back into the music. When we come back, we'll be looking at albums that have now made it to 20 years officially. One of them is one of the biggest of all times. Want to know why? Keep it right here.
I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, but the bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said, somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. Instead of drinking late at the bar, see more your friends than you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. Thought maybe together you and me find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. Take your fast car and keep on driving. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Nyathi ma jaluo bore ka iluongo rabuon ni waru. To nyoyo girigito luongo ni gidheri. To kopok tuye gai. Anya kwara demu ano kano maranda. Ahero werne pinya ahero werno ganda. To kendo kaja tero kaja juok alanga. Akelo bere pinya kelo ber edala. Anyola chikiti anyola yauna pachi. Parapanda you wak pinyoru dimage. Toera wero lumja ber kanyako. Ori omogiti kona kona. We go dance together to the train we go round. Ori omogiti kona kona. Now you see something, now you don't see nothing. Why you wondering, why you feeling cornered? You know what goes around comes around, my brother. What is going up must come down, my sister. Together we will stand divided, we shall fall. Yes. My land, my treasure, my people and my culture. Tawenganya titi chakacha dance oh hangla. Are you feeling free? Are you feeling aire? Ero, thumja ber kanyako. Ori omogiti kona kona. We go dance together, do the train we go round. Ori omogiti kona kona. Yeah, weko. Mtoto mlea vio ndivo akuavyo. Kipanda njugu mavuno ni karanga. Ulea pochuki malipo matanga. Palipo na huba tamu kurambaramba. Wakati umefika siku za songa songa. Tujirushe na kusakata rumba. Ero thumja ber kanyako. Ori omogiti kona kona. We go dance together to the train we go round. Ori omogiti kona kona. Ero thumja ber kanyako. Ori omogiti kona kona. We go dance together to the train we go round. Ori omogiti kona kona. Yeah, weko. Hey ha. Aperere. Bosho manyorore. Omio koraheri makahirna. Ani luonga no dero lalji. Yasia ya moda kota ya out. Omio jaber kanyako. Ewiye kanyo. Kanyako. Kanyo kanyo. Jaber kanyako. Kanyako. Jaber kanyako. Kanyako. Sukarina. Jaber kanyako. Kanyako. Jaber kanyako. Sema nai. Cheza nai. Kanyako. Kanyo kanyo. Jaber kanyako. Sema nai. Cheka nai. Akilia lia nai. Jaber kanyako. Kanyako. Hey, are you feeling wewe? Jaber kanyako. Are you feeling wewe? Kanyako. Hey, are you feeling wewe? Kanyako. Are you feeling wewe? Kanyako. Tiramos, tiramos, tiramos. Kanyako. Tiramos.
Dalio shamba da tunambo niko kidalio shamba da tunambo kale jaza kwa chupa ya Tony Walker kuna panya supaka takula nyoka kuna panya supaka takula nyoka kwa kichaka kitanda liko na sofa chapa chapa kichapa na Kwambulu luku washa kindukulu Kwambulu luku washa kindukulu Kam ndani ndani mige mbop Kam tuku ndani nikupige mavipopo
Jason Derulo Right, left, drill, splash Come take a lick, pon a lolly, yeah Would that ass fit in a Rari? Nah Let me take a bite of that nani, yeah You know what I heard You got that bam, 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 yeah Bam, 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 yeah Bam, 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 yeah Right, left, drill, go on you Go on you Set that in the go on you Go on you, right, left, drill, go on you Go on you, go on you, go on you, go on you, go on you Set that in the go on you Go on you, go on you, go on you Right, left, drill, splash
Drink it off your body, girl. Tequila, sex, and nine. I know you like to party, girl. So I'm not wasting time.
Oh, baby, give me a lip, yeah, yeah. Serve me for the tip, yeah, yeah. Heard you like to kiss, yeah, yeah. You know what I heard? You got that bam, 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 yeah. Bam, 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 yeah. Bam, 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 yeah. Right, left, drill, go on you. Go on you. Set that in the go on you. Go on you. Right, left, drill, go on you. 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 Set that in the go on you. Go on you. Go on you. Go on you. Right, left, drill, splash. Bring that bitch back. On you. Damn, girl. On you.
Look in your eyes and I can see you've loved so dangerously. You're not trusting your heart to anyone. You tell me you're gonna play it smart. We're through before we start, but I believe that we've only just begun. When it's this good, there's no saying no. I want you so I'm ready to go. Through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I'd gladly risk it all.
Yo, G, they can't stop me from rapping, can they? Can they, hot? I spit it through the wire, man. There's too much stuff on my heart right now, man. I gladly risk it all right now. It's a life or death situation, man. Y'all don't really understand how I feel right now, man. It's your boy Kanye Chitter. Shot-town, what's going on? Yeah, I drink a boost for breakfast, an insure for dessert. Somebody order pancakes, I just sip the scissor. That right there could drive a sane man berserk. Not to worry, Mr. Ace to the Izzles back to Wizard. How do you console my mom? Or give her light support, telling her son's on life support. And just imagine how my girl feel on the plane, scared as hell that a guy looked like Emmett Till. She was with me before the deal, she been trying to be mine. She a Delta, so she been throwing that dynasty sign. No use me trying to be lying, I've been trying to be signed, trying to be a millionaire. How I used 2 lifelines in the same hospital where Biggie Smalls died. The doctor said I had blood clots, but I ain't Jamaican, man. Story on MTV, and I ain't trying to make a band. I swear this right here, history in the making, man. I really apologize to everyone right now if it's unclear at all, man. They got my mouth wired shut for like, I don't know, the doctor said like 6 weeks. You know, I had reconstructive surgery on my jaw. I looked in the mirror, half of my jaw was in the back of my mouth, man. I couldn't believe it. But I'm still here for y'all right now, man. This is what I got to say right here, dog. Yeah. Turn me up, yeah. What if somebody from the shadow was ill? Got a deal on the hottest rap label around. But he wasn't talking about coke and birds, it was more like spoken word. Except he's really putting it down. And he explained the story about how blacks came from glory and what we need to do in the game. Good dude, bad night, right place, wrong time, in the blink of an eye. His whole life changed. If you could feel how my face felt, you would know how Mace felt. Thank God I ain't too cool for the safe belt. I swear to God, driver 2 wanna sue. I got a lawyer for the case to keep us in my safe. My dogs couldn't tell if I look like Tom Cruise on Vanilla Sky. It was televised. It's been an accident like Geico. They thought I was burned up like Pepsi did Michael. I must got an angel, cause look how death missed his ass. Unbreakable, what you thought they call me Mr. Glass? Look back on my life like the ghost of Christmas past. Toys R Us where I used to spend that Christmas cash. And I still won't grow up, I'm a grown ass kid. Swear I should be locked up for stupid that I did, but I'm a champion. So I turn tragedy to triumph. Make music that's fire, spit my soul through the wire. You know what I'm saying? When the doctor told me I was gonna have a plate in my chin, I said, dog, did you realize I'll never make it on a plane now? It's bad enough I got all this jewelry on. She can't be serious, man.
We actually need to do an entire show of samples versus their originals.
There are a lot of samples.
Yeah.
There are a lot of huge samples that are out there.
Yeah.
And
but
artists need to realize, you know, they can't get away with it.
Yeah.
You know, there's what's known as royalty-free samples.
Yeah.
Where those have already been approved.
Right.
You know, and they give the permission, so like you can get in every situation. But a lot of the albums that people really like that have been done over the years, it's like you have to clear those samples.
Yeah.
And you have to clear them one by one, write the credits, right? Like all those details that you're informed how to put it together.
Yeah.
And the honest truth is, people assume that because we're in Africa, no one will really notice.
Of course.
But that's not the truth.
No, you know what you did. You know, your ear is registered to that and knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
So we do have now, the last thing we're looking at is songs and albums that have made it to the 20-year mark. especially blackity black music. Okay. Now we have, of course, Destiny's Child starting us off, and they had Soldier. Remember, I got a soldier.
Yeah.
That one, and Cater to You. That is when like Destiny's Child showed that they are grown up now, that they are women holding their own, and not completely like at the same point of always complaining about the men and these independent women albums. They were now showing that they're now grown up and they can take care of their peoples.
But didn't they say they were gonna bring a project with the original?
Yeah, well, they
Destiny's
got
Child
together the
members?
other day. Yeah, they got together the other day. So let's
Yeah.
see if they'll actually do something together. It was really nice to see. Now, after that, we do have Kanye West, which we just listened to through the wire. And the one he did with Selena Johnson. Radio, and it all falls down.
Kanye is sampling all the way.
Exactly. But now, College Dropout has been topping the charts of late because of the celebration of the 20 years. Like, everybody has been talking about College Dropout and how big of an impact it made in their lives.
There's actually a guy who set up a restaurant called Dropout.
All right, yeah.
And then even the menu had names from the songs. It was like
Right.
a hamburger or whatever. But then apparently Kanye wasn't happy with that because they did
gosh.
not give clearance for that to happen.
Well, it's good to also seek clearance, to be honest. You can't just go doing your own things. But yes, it's a nice ode. It's a nice ode to a brilliant album that I think Kanye, Kanye has put out really brilliant work, but this was him. This was Kanye in that album.
The funniest thing, I was watching a docu the other day, and it's called On the Record. On the Record. And there's this
Okay.
lady who worked with Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons has been accused of
I
rape.
saw that, yes.
And she actually says how she brought in John Legend. At that
Right.
time, it was L.A. Reid
Right.
who was running the record label.
Right.
And because she didn't want to sleep with him, he said no to John Legend. Kanye West was sitting, and she said, this is a dope rapper. He's going to be the new big thing. And because she didn't want to do that with him, he said he literally said no.
L.A. Reid?
Yeah, to Kanye. She talks about it on the documentary.
That is
That was her
disgusting.
boss, eh?
Ugh.
That was her boss after Russell Simmons,
Yeah.
And so it's like Kanye was there, he was crying tears, and guess what? He would have made money with Kanye. Kanye
A
became
lot of money.
one of the biggest selling rappers of all time.
100%. It's unfortunate that he just let go of it just like that. But it's his problem. That is his problem, and now he's facing problems. Now, another album is for Jill Scott, Beautifully Human. This is the album that gave us songs like Golden. I think A Long Walk as well.
She just disappeared. Got into acting.
She got into acting, yes, but I think she did her own rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, the U.S. anthem, and she was talking about how blacks have gone through torture and have been killed, and it was so daunting.
But
I'm going to look it
she's
for
always
it.
been like an activist.
Yeah, and then that one, oh my God, it was so daunting. Very, very. I'll send it to you. Listen to. Now the other person is Luda. Luda's album also 20 years. Remember that song, Stand Up?
But Luda's music was just fun.
It was fun to watch. And if you just look at it now, you're just like, man, we need that Luda back.
People will forget Luda originally was a DJ.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a DJ.
But he can rhyme.
Yeah,
He's
then they got
really
into this
good.
rhyming thing, then it just took over. Now he's in the movies.
Yes.
Yes.
So Luda has also been doing really well, and yes, he's done. His album is 20 years. 20 years. Then we also have Brandy. Brandy's album also made it 20 years. I can't remember those songs, but yes, 20 years. Then we also have Nelly with his album Suit, and this is an album that had a lot of these guys. What is it? DLW. What are they called?
His crew.
Yes.
Yeah, because when he did that album, was it called South Grammar? Or what was
Yes.
it?
Country Grammar was first, now Suit was next.
Yeah, so.
And this, he did a lot of songs with the Kina Murphy Lee, Jaheim, those guys. So come on over to my place.
He even talks on that Angie Martinez thing. He did a track.
Yeah.
And then Buster walked in.
Yeah.
And he wanted to jump on that beat. It's like, no, Buster, this is mine.
But that was when Nelly was Nelly.
Yeah.
That was when Nelly
But he does
was
this
Nelly.
imitation of Buster when he talks. and he gets it copyright the way Buster he imitates
Yeah,
him copyright.
oh, that's dope. I need to watch that. But yeah, so the album, he had 2 albums, Sweat and Suit. And so over that one, come on over to my place.
But there was some.
And the one, Drop Down and Get Your Eagle On, girl.
But let me ask you, there were some good artists back in the days. I mean, we
Mhm.
can't deny Usher and all that. But remember, there was an R&B group that was more even sexier content than Nelly, and they're called Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky. Pretty
What happened to
Ricky.
Pretty Ricky?
They had just too many problems, too much drama, too much. And they even took it to Love and Hip Hop. And I was just like, ugh, these guys are too dramatic.
Yeah, but I remember there was them. There was Silk. Remember Silk?
Yeah, there were a lot of boy bands that were really good back
But
in
they
the
were
day.
all just sexual music. Was like the '90s was like, yo.
They understood it. They weren't as graphic as people
And it
are
was
today.
R&B. It was like those slow R&B. It wasn't fast.
Yeah, they understood how to
It
put
was all
out
about
sexy.
grinding. Yeah.
They understood how to put out sexy. Now guys are just way too graphic. Way too graphic. All right, now we have Sierra with Goodies. My goodies. My goodies. So that's when the first came out.
Sierra was in
And
that
then-
movie, The Color Purple.
No, Sierra. Sierra, the dance chick.
Oh.
The one from ATL.
Mm.
Sierra, the one who dated Future, I think. Sierra, the one who dances a lot. And
People
of
said
course-
that she was. People said there was a big argument about her.
About
And
her
then-
form.
And then not even about her form.
Okay.
They were saying that she was trying to replace Beyonce. And you know, it's kind of like there's this other artist who was there back in the days with Aretha Franklin, and she was her backup vocalist, and she did her own album. And they told her, no, there can only be one Aretha, because they felt like she was competing with her. So some people felt like Beyonce deserves that crown, but Sierra was trying to jump in.
Sierra could not ever match up to Beyonce
See,
vocal
that's
wise.
an argument for another day.
Vocal wise, never ever. Like, I'm cringing even hearing that, but she's an amazing dancer. She puts out amazing music. There was a controversy. Of course, people were thinking like she was too, like, she came out. Guys felt like her face was a bit too hard. So there are also, controversies about whether she's really a man or a woman. But she's proves.
Well, let me tell you,
I
there's
know.
been an argument about Sierra. There's been an argument about Maya. Maya, Jay-Z said was a diva.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And I saw an interview the other day where she said, I just quit the music. I was like, I'm not going to conform to certain nonsense. I am done. And I walked away. And then she said her peace of mind is more important than any money in the world. And she's not willing to compromise herself. All right. We also have T.I. T.I., Rubber Band Man, all of that came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, that was produced by, I forgot that producer. I saw that also. But he was saying that T.I. came to him and paid him for Rubber Man. And then he was just like, if he knew how big that beat would have been, that record, the producer said he would have kept him for himself.
That beat was dope. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. So next we have Usher, who performed at the Super Bowls the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it.
What's all this
loved
talk
it.
about him and Alicia Keys?
It was weird. It was just weird to watch.
What was weird about it?
Because of how close they were. But they also did it in the original My Boo. They were just reenacting it
Because I
again.
heard Swizz,
But
Swizz
like
spoke up
Usher,
about it.
Usher he's spoken and just like, listen, you're not going to try and sexualize my woman. But, like for Usher, he's been doing it when he was doing his Vegas residencies. All the women in Hollywood, he would just, be suggestive with them.
That's how Usher is. That's just his way. That's
But
like I said,
yeah.
the 90s, like Pretty Ricky. They're all like that.
Exactly. So let him be. So he did his thing. He did it really well. So of course, this is the album that had Yeah, Confessions, like one of his biggest albums. to date.
Confessions was a solid hit.
Biggest album to date. That one gave us
Till
songs.
women were telling the men, Ebu speak your confession.
Exactly.
It
was an anthem for a lot of men, by the way. For a lot of men. All right. And this is when he brought out now ATL, the ATL style, ATL vibe, culture, all of it came out in this
Because
album.
ATL had already been underrated.
Yeah.
Like the New York didn't look them up very serious.
Yeah.
But when they came up with that sound, when they came up with the crunk, they
Right.
came up with that. Now New York couldn't say anything.
Exactly. So lastly, we have Jada Kiss, who went solo at this particular time.
Jada.
Yes. Also with his own hits.
Have you seen the new Jada with hair?
Never
He
have I
just
seen
looks
Jada
strange,
with-
by the way.
All right. Now he's doing hair now.
By the way, there's something I want to bring up to the fans that came up. I want to get Myra's point of view on this also. So last time we were here, we talked about the Benzino versus Eminem beef.
No neck.
And then a few people said that Benzino didn't write those lyrics.
For the diss.
If you look at it carefully, it looks like it was written by Cassidy.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
Do you think it was not written by him?
I don't think Benzino is talented at all. I've
He's
never
talented.
believed he's talented.
He came up with the source, man. He's talented.
The source, yes. But I'm talking talented music.
So now I want to come locally. Now I have a question for Myra over here. Listen to the question, all you guys. And listen to her answer. So in Kenya, in 2024, who are your top 5 rappers? Not from the past, present.
Darn, you put me on the spot.
And even you guys who are listening, I want you to give me your suggestion who are your top 5 locally. Remember, I'm not talking about from the past. I'm not talking about the old school guys. I'm talking about new school guys.
I like Scar. I like the way he rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
I like Kali, of course. Can I be totally honest?
Yeah.
Okay, let me say about that I like. So Scar, Kali, Drake also, in terms of international, would always remain tops for me. I love his rhymes. I'll always throw in Kanye. Kanye can do no wrong.
No, from Kenya.
Oh, from Kenya.
From Kenya.
Okay, fine. So Scar, Kali, Elijah Moses really impressed me when he was there.
He has a dope tone on his voice also for rapping.
Love him.
Yeah.
Love his music. Troubley also, feeling his vibe.
Where are the females? Where are the females in all of this?
For the females, Femi One, of course. Got a shout out, honorable mention to my girl Saita.
I knew she was coming up.
Honorable mention, because we've watched her grow. Like literally, we're just like, oh my god, you were just little the other day, and look at you now. And she has a new song out, Kairetu. Go and watch it.
Yes.
Go and watch it and run it up on YouTube. Yeah.
People are doing all these Kairetu. Well, now I'm going to come with my own called Ojuang.
Oh god.
Yeah, we have to have the other side represented.
Who are your 5?
Amondi.
Who are your 5?
No, the guys that I feel like a lot of guys who are coming up right now for me are not like I like what Scar's doing. You know, Calligraph I'm a bit indifferent.
Okay.
You
Is
know,
it because of the wanging?
I feel I really don't flow with it. I feel it could be better.
Right.
You know, I feel like he's at his point when he does Swahili and a bit of Luo, but the Luo crowd, they say he's fake.
Yeah.
They say this guy doesn't know Luo. That's what they claim. They go with Japesa.
No, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
So
know.
I like how Saisa's coming up. You know, and putting out her thing. I mean, she has this do or die attitude.
Okay.
So she's riding high. I gotta shout out my boys 518.
Of course.
Yeah, I feel that. But Elijah Mose, I also like what he's doing.
Yeah.
I like how he attacks his bars.
Yeah.
The cadences, how he puts them together.
Right.
You know, so there are a couple of rappers who release rappers and MCs
right
who come out, and there's a guy, what was it called? This guy was at the thing for the hip hop karaoke.
Bantu Slim.
Bantu Slim, yeah. Bantu Slim's a dope rapper.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He's a dope rapper.
You see, you said current. I would never support Bantu Slim.
And you see, the thing is, for me, what I said this year, what I'm gonna be doing mostly is checking out for the new MCs, not the old MCs. I know all the old MCs. In fact, a lot of them are my boys.
Right.
But I'm not checking for the old MCs. You old MCs, you may feel I'm hating on you, but I'm not hating. I'm just feeling like we got to show the new guys love who's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, another group that I love how they put their sound together. 2 of them and come from similar genres is Bogi Genje. You know, I love Bogi, and I loved how Jeshijinga would put together their stuff, though I heard Jeshijinga is like a divorce.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so,
all right, and I gotta add one more, Nafsi Huru. Nafsi Huru is one person I can listen to his album back to back because of how much he mixes the Swahili jazz, he mixes his Costarian vibe, he mixes in, you know, the current stuff, and he has this new song out called Levels, which I'm feeling 100%. Like, I'm not even being biased. I am feeling Levels.
The thing I love about Nafsi is, for the people who know Nafsi, whenever they meet him, first of all, he greets you. He has this huge smile. Then you know what next is coming. Is the yella yella. You know what's coming next, you know? So
he's a vibe. He's a vibe.
So, and a lot of artists, I say, like, check out Nafsi, learn from him. This is a guy who's putting in business, you know, in the music. He knows how to push the brand.
Right.
He knows how to put his stuff together.
Right.
And I feel that's what a lot of artists are missing. You can't just live your life on social media.
Yeah.
The media is great, but has its ups and has its downs.
Right.
So let's promote KE music. Let's not give up on our own.
Right. For music, the one I'm currently listening to is "He Stands" by Cardinali. Absolutely love that track. He t-shirt me away. He t-shirt me away. I love it. I heard it on the hookup. Of course, it happens every Thursday, but I heard it on the hookup, and I was like, "What song is that?" I want to hear it every day. It's really, really dope.
So the next question I want to ask before we even wind up with everything that we're doing, last question: who are the artists that you feel are kind of there, but they're not yet there?
I gotta say, I have one in particular, and this is gonna be very unpopular, but hear me out. So, I was chilling in the house one day, listening to mixes, DJ Shinsky. Big shout outs to him and the work that he's doing. And he usually sometimes takes a group of artists and mixes their music, like Sauti Soul and stuff. So this is a particular mix he had for Nyashinsky, and I couldn't last for 5 minutes. And that's because I realized, for me with Nyashinsky, I can listen to the one-off drops, but I can't listen to an entire album or an EP, because I feel like, I don't know why, I couldn't explain it. And I love Nyashinsky, I love his music, but I just felt like I couldn't listen to him one song after the other. It kind of sounded just like
you like one or two songs of his, but you can't listen to a 30
continuously.
Minutes.
Yeah. I love each of the songs on separate times, during separate times of the day, but I can't listen to him continuously. I just found that weird, and I was literally getting a migraine listening to Nyashinsky one song after the other. So that's the unpopular one.
I think Nyash has this, and let me talk about from production point of view. Nyash has this nasally voice. And so there's some people who have that, and there's another artist also, this lady from, I forgot her name, from Tanzania. She has this really high annoying voice, and I forget her name. She was one of the main artists over there, and I can't listen to her, even 3 of her songs.
Right.
Yeah, because I feel fatigued by the 3rd one.
Wow.
It's really like that. And the thing is, I just think that a lot of these artists, what they do is they make music like singles.
Right.
But they don't look at making records, like how a record should sound. And I think that's the problem. And people get tired very, very fast.
Yeah, so that's what even I realized with Nyashinsky. It's more of the singles. And again, it's like a moment in time that you would listen to those particular songs, not every time. It wouldn't be something that you play on repeat on your iPod shuffle or whatever.
That's the thing.
You continue going back to the album and listen to the entire one.
Now, I'm curious for the Kenyan masters who are listening to the Vault on Icon Radio. What's you guys' opinion about it? Who are you guys feeling? Who are you not feeling? Because a lot of times we focus on the people we are feeling. No one really talks about, I'm not feeling this person, because they don't want to get shade. You know us, we're all about promoting. But we also have shade here in the studio. That's why we're covered.
But it wasn't shade. I'm just saying my opinion.
Not shade like that. But I feel for artists to be great, for an artist to be great, you have to take on the pros and the cons. You can't just take on the pros. And a lot of people are very good at putting in the pros, but the cons they don't want to hear. And so I just feel at the end of the day we have great artists, both male and female, who are coming up. In hip hop we have artists like we have Saisa, we have Shazzy B, who's coming up, We have people like Snyder, who's getting a lot of shade right now because of how she's going about business.
But we're talking about her.
Yeah, so there's different artists out there. Now, if you don't know those artists that I'm mentioning, all of them are online.
Yeah.
Go and check them out. Give us your opinion. If you feel that you're a great artist, send us, because we're starting this thing now on Icon Radio, where you send us in your music. Now we'll review it.
Yes.
We'll give us our own mics. We'll say, hey, it's great. Your music is great. We'll call you over, come and talk about your music.
Right.
But we're going to review your music now. So you better send us in. Send us your best work, and let it'll be here so the public can hear it. So it's not just us making a view, it's the public making a view.
So who's the artist that you're not really rocking with in hip hop?
The guy I feel bored about a lot is actually Kali. I feel bored when I hear his music. because I don't hear all that New York, your accent. I don't hear all that stuff.
Yeah.
I find he can do way better. But he was talking about the Tanzanians being in a comfort zone. I feel he's in a comfort zone right now. I feel like he's not growing to his potential.
Okay.
Of where he could be greater than he is right now.
Right.
But he feels to me like he's living for the start.
He says he wants to retire. Is that all he can do?
Well, the thing is, he wants to retire, he can retire. He's not the first one to retire. Won't be the last one in hip hop. But the thing is, the other group, and this is going to be a controversial thing that I'm about to say. The other group is from the past that I think they need to get their act together.
Right.
And that's Keshaka.
Right. Right.
I feel like they're sticking on this thing about they were icons,
Yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of these young guys, they don't give a crap about them because they don't remember them.
Right.
And so the thing is, they need to do things that are relevant for them to be heard.
Right.
You can't be showing up at a show saying you're three of you and you're only two of you. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Now, I have love for all of them, for Vigeti, Kama, and Roba. I have love for all of them. But the fact is, it's not about me having love for you.
Yeah.
It's about what does the public want.
And big shout out to Vigeti, who celebrated his birthday just the other day. Happy birthday, my G. Hope you had a great one, and I hope to bump into you one day. And that's the one guy I've never met in hip hop. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I met him but a long time ago. So if you guys are thinking of coming at me for saying what I said, you can come all you want. You got to know the beat maker has strong opinions, and I ain't going to change until Jesus comes.
There we go. All right. On that note, of course, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, you can always leave your comments on the YouTube channel under the rerun of the show. That's at Icon Radio K on YouTube. Be sure to listen out to more great entertainment today on Icon Radio KE. We do have Saisa who's coming in next with the hookup between 3 to 5 p.m. We also have Martin Kigondu, hashtag Kigondu is on, who is going to be coming in, and I love this, female stand-up comedian. I am so looking forward to that.
When was the last stand-up comedian female that was actually showcased?
Mamito is doing her thing. Mamito is doing her thing.
She's still doing her thing?
Yes, Mamito is doing
States?
big. No, she's doing here in Africa. She did an essay tour last year. Like, she's doing it big. So
who was the one who was adopted by Steve Harvey?
Oh no, wait, that's Elsa Majimbo. Then we also have Teacher Wanjiko. Teacher Wanjiko is also, she toured the States. She toured the States. So yes, we're gonna be having a stand-up comedian coming into the building, as well as another person from the arts.
Awinja, who was that chick called?
Who?
There's not a chick who's be on these stand-up comedians also.
I'm not sure.
She even did a tour, I think, in the UK.
I'm not sure. But for today, at least try and check out Center Stage.
Yep.
Try and check out Center Stage because we're going to be having that stand-up comedian. And we are also going to be having, just give me a minute. We're also going to be having a poet. He's called, and I love this name, Revolutionary Spitter. And for the stand-up comedian, she's called Ruth Nyambura. Love it, love it, love it. Lots of entertainment on Thursday. Thursday usually comes in heavy. Guys, thank you so much again for tuning in to The Vault. We're all about that hip-hop music. Again, always a call for you to send in your music. We'll be sampling them. New music coming in the next few weeks. We're working on promos for that, so be sure to listen out for that as well. Have a fantastic day ahead. And as we always say, hip-hop ni culture love. Sister how?
Well, yeah.
I love it here. We gonna take over the year for another
they tryna slow down. I must have stopped my daughter from growing, I just can't take it now. Cause she just doing all the shit I did when I was her age. I don't know how I'm gonna tell her, but her dad's just afraid of her choices, know that I've been through it. I just hope I haven't been the wrong influence. Put her on game before the world put her through it. That's why I gotta break the curses that was sent for me. This is hard work and this ain't destiny. My motivation is just looking at my family tree. I'm trying to make sure I contribute for the legacy. Once again, once again. Once again, the clouds are gathering to release what they held in. Once again, the clouds are gathering to release what they held in. Once again, the clouds are gathering to release what they held in. Once again, the clouds are gathering to release what they held in.